of major things, and this is an artist that you definitely need to know, guys, and continue to support. Of course, we've been playing our single "You Did It." Join us today. We have the one, the only Vanessa Lovice.
Thank
Did
you. Oh my gosh, and you
I
said
say?
it right. You said
I
it
was.
right.
I was like, oh, I hope this is right. I've
Oh
been
my
trying to
gosh, that was
practice.
amazing. No, you said it right.
I was hoping. I was like, oh man, I hope I didn't screw her name. Because
No.
I'm so big on names and try to make sure I address people properly. So
I
yeah.
appreciate that, but I'm not gonna front. That is a hard one to get. So, but I
Mhm.
appreciate it. I did another interview a couple of weeks ago, and he got it right, and I was like caught off guard. I was like, oh wait a minute, you actually said my name right. I'm more surprised when people get it more than when they mess it up. So yes,
Yeah, yeah.
Vanessa Lovice. That's it.
All right. Yeah, because people always screw up my name. They say Ontario. They say I heard Octavius and all kinds of different things. So I definitely get it. I'm with you when
Really? Oh.
somebody should get it right. But of course, this is your first time on the show. So
Yes.
just to kind of break the ice, who is Miss Vanessa when she's not doing music, not acting, and just being the everyday life person. Who is that person?
I'm a wife and I'm a
Hmm.
mommy.
Okay.
Before I got here, I was at my son's school volunteering. So I actually just ripped off my volunteer little badge before we jumped online. Yeah, so I've been volunteering. I'm helping with the music department at his school. He goes
Okay,
to a
awesome.
private Christian school,
Hmm.
and they found out that I was a singer and an actress, and now I am the parent room teacher. I mean,
That's how it
they
goes.
call it the room
Hmm.
parent for the music
Yeah.
department.
Hmm.
So I just left from his school, stayed up there for half of the day, picked him up, and then we went to go get lunch and
Hmm.
came home. But I'm helping with their Christmas program
Oh,
and
nice.
production. So it's great. I love it. I love being able
Hmm.
to do that. So Houston, that is my world right there.
Hmm.
Houston and Marcus, those are my boys. And when
Hmm.
I'm not singing or acting, I am being a full-time mom. I
Hmm.
teach at church, a children's church ministry. I'm in the choir at church, and I am trying to make sure that I am managing our busy lives because everybody in
Hmm.
this house works.
Yeah.
Okay. It's one thing we're gonna serve the Lord and we're gonna work.
Hmm.
As for me and my house, we're gonna serve the Lord and we're gonna work. Okay. If you don't
Amen.
work, you don't
Amen.
eat. So
For
my
sure.
son, I'm taking him on auditions. He has
Hmm.
done print jobs for Target and Walmart.
Nice.
He's been on the show Forever on Netflix that came out
Hmm.
this year. He was on that. My husband is touring. He's working with
Hmm.
people. He works
Hmm.
with Dietrich Haddon,
Hmm.
Tyrese.
Hmm.
He's all over the place. He just programmed for the Brandy and Monica show. He
Hmm.
did some programming for that, and now he's working on the next big tour that's coming up. I won't say everything with that right now, but so I'm managing our home and managing our
Hmm.
lives. So that is
Hmm.
my main priority because I know that family is first. I believe that's the way that the Lord ordained it to be. So
Hmm.
family is first, and being involved in church and ministry there. And when I can fit it in, we working on all my stuff too.
Yes,
So
ma'am. And
that is what I am.
yes, ma'am. And of course, big shout out to our good brother Diedrich Haddon. He's been a blessing to the show and been a good friend as well.
Yes.
Uh, for the people that don't know who your husband is, can you share his name?
Absolutely. I will talk about the Marcus Hodge. He
Hmm.
is the producer of my song and all of the
Hmm.
songs that's on my album.
Hmm.
My husband has been in the industry for almost 25 years.
Hmm.
His breakout album of producing was with Tone Out the Box, Make Me
Yes.
Over Again.
Yeah.
So everybody knows that song. My
Yeah.
husband was
Classic.
on that. He produced that album. From
Hmm.
there, he's worked with, like I said, Tyrese. He's worked with
Hmm.
Jamie Foxx.
Hmm.
He has worked with CeeLo Green. He has
Hmm.
worked with Dietrich Haddon,
Yes.
Gerald and
Hmm.
Tammy Haddon. He's worked, I mean, with Jordan Sparks recently.
Yes. Hmm.
He is, like I said, he's worked with Brandy in the past, and then he just programmed the title tour song, "The Boy Is
Hmm.
Mine." So he just
Yes.
programmed that for their tour. I
That's
mean,
beautiful.
he's worked with everyone. He's worked, if there's an album that's out, more than likely he
He's in
has
the mix.
had some type of influence. If he's not programming, he's playing
Hmm.
for them, or
Hmm.
he is, doing a song on their
Hmm.
album. So I mean, everyone, Sincere, Otis Kim.
Mm-hmm.
He's working with Jordan. He
Mm-hmm.
played for him at an event. I mean, just the list goes on. I'm so proud of him. People say, you talk
Yes.
about, I'm proud of him. I'm proud to be his wife. I'm proud that he took a chance on me and that he
Mm-hmm.
believes in me. And one
Mm-hmm.
thing about my husband is that he gives me the same attention, if not more, than everyone else. He doesn't
Mm-hmm.
treat me like, oh, you're a new artist and
Mm-hmm.
you my wife. No, he
Mm-hmm.
puts his heart and soul into everything that we do. So I very much appreciate him. I respect his name and what he's done for
Mm-hmm.
himself, the name that he's created for himself in this industry.
Mm-hmm. And now that we put out who his identity is, is it hard to work in I guess a creative household? Because I know sometimes co-hosts are like, yeah, we can't practice together, but when it's time to get on stage, we lock in. Is it?
No, Marcus is pretty hard on me. He don't, Marcus is pretty hard on me, but I want to
Mm-hmm.
make him proud. I
Mm-hmm.
genuinely want to make him proud. I
Mm-hmm.
want to do well by our name.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, no, it's not hard working together. We actually, it's to the point now that when he's working on something for another artist, if I'm
Mm-hmm.
in the bedroom and he's in our in-home studio,
Mm-hmm.
because sometimes he will work at home, he'll call me, he'll be like, babe, can you come listen to this? I need your input, your take on this. I
Mm-hmm.
love watching him work too. The
Mm-hmm.
only thing is that I know all the music before the recordings. Before Lord have mercy. Before the albums come out, before the recording, I'll be sitting there like, why do I know this? Oh, you did this. So you did this song too, huh? And
Yeah.
so I'm used to hearing all the music. It's always playing. It's
Mm-hmm.
loud in our house. When we have guests over and they're in the guest bedroom, they know all the music
Yeah.
because
Getting
that
exclusives. Yeah.
you're getting
So,
exclusives. He's
yeah.
so that's the only thing that I would say. But no, it's not. It's not hard because we're
Mm-hmm.
all creatives in this house. Like
Mm-hmm.
I don't push my son to do anything. My son genuinely, he loves the Lord and he
Mm-hmm.
loves the arts as well. He heard my Christmas song that we're about to release, and he
Mm-hmm.
was like, "Mommy, when is Daddy gonna let me record a song?" So
Beautiful.
now he wants to record a song. He plays instruments. He plays the
Mm-hmm.
drums. He plays the piano. He's at
Mm-hmm.
practice right now. My
Mm-hmm.
mother-in-law just took him to practice. So
Mm-hmm.
he does all that, but now he wants to record music and he works
Mm-hmm.
on tracks with Marcus producing. So for us, it's a family affair. We
Beautiful.
love working together.
Mm-hmm.
I need him to be hard on me. I don't want him to take
Mm-hmm.
it, easy on
Yeah.
me because I'm his wife. I
Yeah.
want the honest truth. And I know that if it's
Mm-hmm.
anyone that I can rely on to tell me the truth, to be
Mm-hmm.
brutally honest, that knows the industry, that still has
Mm-hmm.
respect for me and my craft and my gift,
Mm-hmm.
it's my husband. That's my best friend. So no,
Indeed.
it's not hard for us to work together. But I tell people, I'll be like, oh, he nice to y'all. He been a little mean to me. Be a little mean to me. But when we go out and I perform and when he sees what I'm doing, he's like, you did a great job. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of
Mm-hmm.
you. So, it's okay. No, we actually love to work together. We work very well together. The things that
Mm-hmm.
we create when we put shows on or put things together, I sit
Mm-hmm.
back and I'm like, my God, like I know that it's the Lord that brought us together because we really do. We work very well together. And I love to see the finished product when we
Mm-hmm.
collide and when we come together on something and create something special all the time.
Because I know with my wife and I'm a guitar player slash songwriter,
Okay.
whatever. So of course she's a singer. So sometimes I hear one thing, she's hearing another. So sometimes we do class, but majority of the time we're on the same page. But like I said,
Hmm.
I've had couples on. Sometimes they say, yeah, we can't work together or practice together. But when it's time to minister at the church or
They can do
minister at
it.
yeah, they come together it's like nothing. All the clashing just went away. So that's why
No, even with I'll give you an example with the Christmas song.
Mhm.
He's doing some things with it. And initially I was like, I don't know about that. Like I was like, wait a minute. I was like, no, 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 no. You changing too much. He's like, you
Yeah.
just not hearing you. So I waited. I listened to it with him a few times. I
Mhm.
listened to it in different rooms. I listened to it by myself. And I wanted to try
Mhm.
to hear what he was hearing. And after we discussed it and took our time, like talking about it together, he understood
Mhm.
my point of view and I understood his.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
think that's important as well. But
Mhm.
yeah, we rock together. We're good.
Amen. I'm definitely glad to hear that. If you don't mind sharing some of the secret sauce without giving it all away,
Hmm.
what is your approach to songwriting?
So with me, it's so crazy. Before I can even get to the song or recording the song, because most of my songs are written by Aaron Sledge. He has been a dynamic force in getting my music together for my upcoming
Mhm.
album, this Christmas song. He is a songwriter, but I tell people once I hear a song, before I can record it and really get into it, I see it visually. The Lord gives it to me in visions.
Mhm.
I tell people that I heard someone say that Malcolm Jamal Warner, he had the mind of an actor and the heart of a musician. And I think that's a
Mhm.
perfect description of me. So
Mhm.
I'm taking that and running with that. And what I believe that they mean by that is that I love music. It's in my heart. It's in my soul. I love
Mhm.
it. But
Yes.
I think like an actor because I visualize and I see things.
Mhm.
So I'll see the full music video. I'll see all I'll
Nice.
see the live performance of it. I
Yeah.
visually see it. I'm not just
Mhm.
I'll literally see it. Like the Lord will just give me visions on how this should be. This is
Mhm.
so I have to see it that way and really feel it before I can even go in and record it and then maybe
Mhm.
add some things here and there as far as the songwriting.
Mhm.
But I definitely think that for me, my approach is that I have to feel the song genuinely and then
Mhm.
I know when I like a song because I'll start seeing it visually.
Yeah, for sure. That's the same way I am as well. Because, like you said, I see visions. Like with the whole video, the live
Hmm.
performance. Even if it's just a reel. Okay,
Yes,
put your shit like this or like this. So I'm,
absolutely.
I'm definitely with you on that. Of course, as we mentioned, of course, you do acting as well. So like you do the acting, you do the singing, and all these beautiful things. Like, what really inspired you to get into the actual entertainment industry? Because, as you know, it can be an up and down roller coaster sometimes.
Mhm.
A lot of behind the scenes stuff that the audience don't see. Like, I guess
Absolutely.
so. What inspired you, one, to get in to the industry, and two, what keeps you going?
Well, I've been doing this. I've been pursuing, and I think I discovered my love of acting
Hmm.
when I was a child. Like most people, I discovered that I love to perform. One of my favorite Christmas gifts that my mother had bought for me was a karaoke machine. And baby, you could tell me nothing. When I got that mic in my hand, I played my little tape player. So back then it was a tape.
Yeah, yeah,
And I
yeah,
had my mic and I was ready to perform. Me and my cousins, we used to always play church. So we
yeah,
always
yeah.
had the choir. And that was how we had fun growing up. And
Hmm.
by the time I got to middle school, I remember being introduced to plays. And I started doing plays. By the time I got to high school, I went to a performing arts high school. I auditioned because I was like, no, this is what I want to do. And I went into the theater department. And then I had a teacher. Her name is Miss Mateus. I'll never forget her. She changed my life. I wasn't always singing. I sang in church, but not as much as what all the people that could do all the riffs and the runs and stuff like that, but I did sing because my mother was the choir director, so she would make me sing and things like that. But when Miss Mateus heard me sing, she was like, why are you just in theater? Why are you not in musical theater? I was like, well, I don't know. And she was like, are you kidding me? You have a voice. And she believed in me and pushed me, and from then on I was like, I started doing musical theater, and I was like, this is where I am meant to be for the rest of my life. I am meant to be on this stage. I know I'm called. I have a gift to minister through performing arts. And that's where it started at. And I wanted to move straight to LA from high school. And my teachers, my dance teacher at the time, because I sing, act, and dance. And my teacher, she studied with Fosse, Bob Fosse. He was a huge, I don't know if you know who that is, but out of New York back in the day, he trained
Yes,
everyone. So one
everybody
of my teachers,
listening.
she studied and she performed with Bob Fosse. And
Hmm.
she was my teacher. And she said, do me a favor, go to college first. And I was like,
Hmm.
oh. And she's like, go to college. And Hollywood is not going anywhere.
Hmm.
So I went to college and I was performing in plays there. I started doing background work and singing for Athena Cage because she was where I went to college in Bowling Green, Kentucky, WKU, and she was from there. So I was able to connect with her and still do stuff. So I was like, okay, I'm still doing things. I'm still getting this. And I was classically trained during college. So I thank God that I did go to college. It teaches you discipline and helped me be more independent. But soon as I got out of college, I saved money for 2 years and I was out of there. And I moved out here 17 years ago, and I started pursuing my career. And you asked me what keeps me going. I actually had stopped because I decided to get married. After that, the pandemic happened, and then after that, I got pregnant, and I was like, whoa! So everything changed. Life
Mm-hmm.
was just different. So I started working. I was working a 9 to 5. I was in corporate America for about 10 years, and that was my entire life. And it was sometimes I wanted to give up, but God, He gave me those visions. I was like, I know I can stand on His promises. I know You wouldn't put all of this inside me for no reason. Like, I moved out here to do this, and I know that my purpose is ministry. My purpose is ministry and to serve the Lord and to spread the good news. But my passion was in the arts. And I was like, I know You have a reason for me being out here. And when I wanted to give up, my husband, he was the one that kind of kept me going. And he was the one that decided that we were going to do this song. And I thought it started off as like a Christmas gift. He was like, let's work on music. And I was like, this is what my gift is. I was like, okay, this is cool. By Valentine's Day of last year, we went in the studio and recorded it with Aaron and his wife. The four of us spent Valentine's Day together in the studio. And it just became a whole thing. So
Mm-hmm.
I definitely had moments where I wanted to give up, but I think if you're asking me what kept me going, it was the promises that I know that God stands on His promises, and He is
Indeed.
not a man that He shall lie. Even where everyone else will disappoint you, and everyone, I don't care from your pastor to your mama and your
Mm-hmm.
daddy, everyone else will disappoint you at some point in your life. But there
Mm-hmm.
is one person who will never let you down. And I knew that if God had given me so much inside of me, I knew it wasn't just going to go to waste.
Mm-hmm.
I knew I had something special. So that's what kept me going through
Mm-hmm.
all these years. And now it's finally happening. It's finally
Yes,
happening
sir.
back again. So I'm excited. Even with the play,
Mm-hmm.
that I recently did. It was
Mm-hmm.
it was like magic. It was ministry, it was music,
Mm-hmm.
it was acting, it's everything that I want to do.
Mm-hmm. And when it comes to the plays, like, do you write your own as well, or should we expect some of yours?
So I'm actually I wrote and I'm writing a sitcom.
Okay,
I've
nice,
been
beautiful.
working on it for the last few years.
Mm-hmm.
So me and my agent are working on that, and I'm writing that with my cousin.
Nice.
She is a writer as well, and so I'm working on a sitcom. But it was just actually a prophecy was given to me that I was
Mm-hmm.
about to start writing plays.
Nice.
So I guess we'll see. We'll see. I definitely love directing as
Mm-hmm.
well because the vision
Mm-hmm.
and seeing it. So I definitely love and I enjoy that as well. But I haven't been writing plays, but clearly, if the Lord says it, I'm gonna go ahead and do it.
Hey man, so definitely keep me posted on that so we can bring it here, for sure.
Absolutely.
And then also too, before we shift gears a little bit, can you share the story behind you did it?
Absolutely. So, like I was saying, my husband, he knew that I was giving my all to this job. And when you work a 9 to 5, your creative side can start to, you feel like it dies. You don't have a way to get it out. So I start trying to bring it out in the office in some ways, like creative ideas, and try to put it in wherever I could. And I just realized I was like, oh my gosh, I got to get this creative side of me back out because I felt like it was just dying. I was going to work, I was a mommy, I was a wife, that was it. And I worked so much and I had such a high pressure job that was all I could think about. My creative mind felt like it was just, it wasn't able to turn on. So he was like, we're going to do a song. Let's do a song. He's like, I don't have opportunities in acting as of right now, but let's do some music. So him and Aaron had worked on this song and it was supposed to be placed somewhere else and it didn't do anything. So I was like, I like that song, give me that song. Like, if
Yeah.
you let's finish it, because they had just did a snippet of it. I was like, let's finish it, and I want that song. So he set it
Mm-hmm.
up, and like I said last year, we went into the studio and recorded it. And then once Javon Dawkins, who we're working with, I have
Mm-hmm.
a distribution deal with Legacy Music Group. Thank God for
Mm-hmm.
them. And
Mm-hmm.
he heard it. And he said, let's put Mr. Talkbox on it. Marcus like,
Yeah.
no, he said, let's put some Talkbox on it. So Marcus like, well, let me call my homie. Let me call Mr. Talkbox himself.
Yeah.
So he made a call to him, and we're so grateful for him as well. He got on the song and just took it
Mm-hmm.
to a whole nother level. And that's
Mm-hmm.
what it was. That's how it was birthed. And the song is about basically a declaration that you're going to tell the good news and the gospel to everybody. I'm going to tell it
Mm-hmm.
wherever I go. I'm not going to be ashamed. If I think about everything that he's done for me, he has not failed me. He continues to bless me. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to share the gospel with everybody.
Amen. A big shout out to Mr. Topbox too. He's been on some incredible records. Of course,
Yes.
pop side of things, Bruno Mars, and of course, been doing
Uh-huh.
like a lot of like gospel stuff as of late as well. So big shout out to him, and definitely guys go support him as well. And
Absolutely.
So now we come to the segment where we call it getting into the Kool-Aid. I'm from Florida. Some people call it the tea, but of course,
Okay.
nothing too crazy. I promise.
No, and it's funny. So you guys say Kool-Aid too?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, when I was growing up, we were like, "Oh, you and all of my Kool-Aid."
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
is that?
yeah.
So I know about that. All right, let's get into the Kool-Aid.
So the first one, it's gonna be some, well, it should be some easy ones for you. But the first one we have for you, how has marriage and being a mother impacted your life? Like, what have you learned from those things about yourself?
You you become very selfless. And I think marriage makes you see yourself in a whole nother light if you're open to it. It makes you, if you want your marriage to work, you got to work on yourself. I tell people nothing prepares you for marriage but being married. It's the reason why people's second or third marriages usually work out better than the first, because that first round, it can be a doozy.
Yeah.
So I think that it shows you yourself, and
Hmm.
you have to be selfless,
Hmm.
to be a mother and to be a wife and
Hmm.
to be a spouse. And I think that for me, being a mother, I never wanted kids. Growing up, I was always working with children. I became an aunt at a very young age. I have a lot of nieces and nephews, and I always worked with children. So I was like, oh no, I want my life to be about me. I want to be able to pick up and go. But I literally, my son was born 2 weeks before my mother passed. So I call him my beauty for ashes. And the
Hmm.
Lord knew what I needed and when I needed it. And I literally, being a mother for me, I just want to do well by him. I want to be a good disciple. I want to disciple him. I want to be a good steward. I want to make a great human being,
Hmm.
that loves the Lord, that's going to be a good person. And that's my most important job to me. My
Hmm.
priority is putting everything into him, and
Hmm.
and really thinking like, okay, I've had this chance in life, but now I have to help you. I have to
Hmm.
steward you and parent you in a way to where you're prepared to be a strong individual, to live for God and to have a good life. So I think
Hmm.
that the main thing is that you become very selfless. You have to be. It takes that, in my opinion. You have to be,
Hmm.
and of course you do want to be thoughtful of yourself, because if your cup is empty, you can't help anybody else. But
Right.
I definitely think that you become very selfless. I
Hmm.
My son, I it's like I have a heart outside my body the way I feel about him.
Hmm.
And then I look at, once again, I tell my husband, I'm like, we really are a good team because we made a pretty cool kid. So, marriage has taught me teamwork too,
Yes.
partnership.
Hmm.
And it's not a business, but your family is your corporation.
Indeed.
And you have to run it like a business. So I think partnership, putting your family first.
Hmm.
I was, like I said, I knew I had to, do the interview, and I had some other things that I'm working on. But in the
Hmm.
midst of that, I still made my way to my son's school,
Yes.
because that was important to him, for me,
Hmm.
for me to be there and for me to help
Hmm.
them with the music. And he's looking at me
Hmm.
because I was singing, and he's like so proud. He's like, "That's my mommy. That's my mommy." So moments like that, I'm like, you have to balance. That's something else I've had to make sure that I do. I really have to prioritize things. I have to
Hmm.
balance, have to be organized.
Hmm. And in your opinion, do you think your son realized who his parents are, like when it comes to like the entertainment industry?
I think my son thinks he's the celebrity. So I'm trying to see how to answer that, because he told me a few weeks ago, he said, "Mommy, I'm tired of living at home. I want to just live at the hotels." Why?
Mm.
So I'm like, wait a minute, little boy. So when you ask me that, does he know? Uh, I think to a certain extent he does, because
Mhm.
he realizes, like, he'll tell me, "Oh, that's who that is," and he'll watch TV and he'll see people that he knows or he's met,
Mhm.
and he'll listen to music, and he's like, "Oh, that's
Mhm.
that person." And he
Mhm.
comes to my shows. He was able to see me in my play over the weekend, and that was so
Mhm.
beautiful. They told me that when I came out, he's like, "That's mommy, that's mommy." And a few weeks ago, we did a live music video for "You Did It," and
Mhm.
at the end of the clip, it just, oh my gosh, I heard my son say, "Mommy, that was incredible." So I think it's important for your children to see you in that way, because all he knows me
Mhm.
as mommy. But he
Mhm.
told me this. He told me this, and it touched my heart. His school were
Mhm.
looking for community helpers, and I had
Mhm.
my sister-in-law. She's a professor at a major university out here, And I
Hmm.
asked her to go speak. And he said, Mommy, why didn't you come speak? I was like, well, Mommy's not really a community helper. He said, you work for God.
Hmm.
You sing and you act. So,
Yeah.
mommy, you work for God. I was like, oh, I guess he was like, you are a community helper. So I think that he's putting things together, but
Hmm.
more or less, he thinks he's a celebrity. He wants to be in the hotels. He wants room service. He's
Yeah.
like, well, if they don't have room service, can you Uber Eats me something to eat?
Hmm.
Like, so Ontario, I have to get him together because he thinks he's the celebrity out of me and Marcus.
That's
So for
that's
sure.
beautiful. That's beautiful. And then the last family question I have for you: when it comes to your son, does is he more like your husband or is he more like you?
He's me.
Okay. Okay.
He has my person. My husband sits back and be like,
Hmm.
that is you. I literally, a lot of times, I'm like, I am literally parenting myself. I'll just walk away and be like, I'm just done. I don't even have time to fight with myself because that's
It
that's
be
how I
like that.
feel.
It be like that sometimes.
Yes.
But of course, when it comes to your accomplishments, I know you had many over your career. What do you consider to be your most memorable accomplishment in your career, as well as within your personal life?
I think for me, in my career, we'll probably be releasing this song. I released it in February of this year, and by the end of the month, it was charting at as high as number 12 on the R&B charts on iTunes and Apple Music. So for me, that was huge for it to cross over and to be able to chart. I was so excited. I couldn't believe it. I kept on looking at it. It was like, this has got to be wrong. This has got to be wrong. And it stayed on there for a few days. So I was very excited. I think that was definitely the highlight of my career. I would say personally, um, would be my marriage because marriage is hard. And like all marriages, you go through your ups and downs, but I'm very godly proud that we are holding on and that we are happily married and in love. And my son, it's been a blessing I tell people it's very challenging that during the pandemic to be pregnant and then to lose your mother at the same time that you're becoming a mother.
Yeah.
It's very difficult. It's so
Hmm.
many emotions tied to that. But glory be to God, I had a fantastic mother. She was a single mother
Hmm.
of three girls. And
Oof.
because of that, you know, I feel like I was more prepared.
Yeah.
Even in those moments I doubted myself, but I now
Hmm.
I'm looking, I'm like, I was more prepared than what I thought. And God doesn't make any mistakes. So
Hmm.
when I look at my son and people tell me how good of a job I'm doing, both of my sisters were just here
Hmm.
helping me with Houston and then coming to support me at the play. And my big sister looked at me and she said, Mommy would be so proud of you,
Hmm.
just looking at my son and looking at what I'm doing. So I would say that those are my greatest personal and, career accomplishments.
All right. So now we're about to dig a little deeper. Okay.
Okay.
So the next one I have for you is, what is the biggest obstacle you had to face in your life when you really had to exercise your faith in God to get through it?
It would be losing my mother.
Hmm.
It would be that. That was very, very challenging.
Hmm.
Very challenging to
Yes.
lose her. Um, because like I said, I was raised by only my mother. I know who my
Hmm.
father is. I love him dearly.
Hmm.
But I was raised by my mother and I tell people to lose someone that brought you into this world and then to function in this world without them, it makes you feel lost. And for a long time, I felt very lost. I felt like I had lost everything, and I didn't know how I was going to go on. So I really had to exercise my faith because my mother fought hard. She beat cancer 3 times and then she died from a lung disease. So for her to see her go through all of that in her life, it was just very challenging. But I never gave up on God. And if it wasn't for Christ and exercising my faith, I wouldn't have made it through mentally. Going through the pandemic, you know how crazy things were during the pandemic. And then I was pregnant
Wow.
and the industry shut down,
Yes.
so Marcus wasn't working and touring like that. He was working on the backside of like church music and things like that
Hmm.
for what they were doing, virtually. But
Yeah.
so we had to trust and
Different.
depend on
Yeah.
God
Hmm.
during that time. And then, you have postpartum and so
Yeah.
many things that go around it. And then I'm the only one in California I don't
Mm-hmm.
have any family out here.
Mm-hmm.
Any family. So to go through all of that alone, I really had
Yeah.
to depend on God and remember that He is my all in all. You know,
Indeed.
I had to really lean in and trust in Him, and all the scriptures that I grew up hearing about. I had to really make them come to life. I had to
Mm-hmm.
live about the God. I mean, believe in the God that I have been the living and talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I had to lean in to Him during those times. That whole time period was very difficult. But I tell people, if it had not been for God, and I've heard somebody say, when you're a kid, you hear people say, if it had not been for God, I would have lost my mind. But
Yeah,
now
that's a
you
true thing.
understand,
Mm-hmm.
as an adult, I'm like, no, I really would have lost my mind.
Yeah.
Like, real talk. Like, real talk. No cap. I would have
Mm-hmm.
lost it if it was not for God,
Mm-hmm.
who was by my side and kept me through it. So for me, that's when I had to kind of definitely lean in and really trust Him and use my faith to carry me through.
And I'm not sure if you're already doing this now, but I know when I lost my father, one of the things that helped me was, of course, prayer and
Hmm.
community, but um, therapy too. That helps.
Yes.
So
Yes.
yeah, that's if you're not already, I would definitely recommend
I,
doing
I
that.
absolutely. I'm a big advocate for therapy too. I did grief
Hmm.
counseling.
Hmm.
We have a marriage counselor that we'll go and
Hmm.
do check-ins with our marriage counselor.
Hmm.
And then I'll call him separately if I need some one-on-one help. So no, I
Hmm.
am a big advocate for therapy
Hmm.
as well.
Yes, ma'am. And then the next one we have for you, um, it's actually a fans question that was sent in. They want to know, where do you get your fashion sense from?
So one thing about me is I want to be cute, but I got to be comfortable. Because I ain't about the business. I'm not about to be sitting up nowhere, not breathing, uncomfortable, looking all stuffed. And I'm not doing that. I love to put things together. I love to put things together. And then, like I said, I'm a big advocate of having a team around you. So I'll have something, I'll see things. If my hair is not right, nothing's right. So I like to base my fashion and what I wear and what I do based off my hair and how my hair is going to be styled. And then I have people around me that I bounce ideas by that are very creative as well. And I'll look at things, they'll send me things, and I want to put ideas together and then make it different. So if you see something on social media, on Pinterest, I love Pinterest, I like to put it together and put my own little twist on it and make it my own. But I'm big on comfort. I'm big on comfort. I'm big on being yourself. For sure. That's why, and your hair got to be good. Keep your hair together.
Amen. Amen. And the next one that was sent in for you is they want to know, who your top five favorite artists of all time. Genre doesn't matter.
Whitney Houston,
Hmm.
i.e., my son's name, Houston.
Yeah.
So Whitney Houston,
Hmm.
um, Marvin Winans,
Hmm.
Tank,
Hmm.
Brandy, Jasmine Sullivan.
Oh, top hitters right there. So that's a pretty solid list. I can't even argue with those. Um,
Yes.
and of course, to wrap up this particular segment, who has been the most impactful person in your life to help shape who you are today?
Mm. I mean, I think it would have to, I don't know if it's one person, it would have to be my mother. And outside that, it would be my husband.
Okay.
He is literally my everything. We went
Hmm.
through his jobs and positions in my life, and he was like, I'm your Uber driver, I'm your producer, he's my photographer. he is, he is
Jesus.
everything. He will mix my music. He
Hmm.
is literally, he's doing PR for me sometimes.
Hmm.
He's my sound engineer. He is literally everything. So
Hmm.
um for me, it would have to have been, I don't know if I could just say one, definitely my
Hmm.
mother, because I would not be the woman I am today without her. My mom was very smart. She worked hard.
Hmm.
I told somebody I had good credit before, and they was like, "You got good credit?" I'm like, "Yeah, my mama did not play that. Like, I am a black woman who has good credit,
Yeah.
and I know how to pay my bills on time and things like that."
Hmm.
But she taught me to be responsible. More than
Hmm.
anything, my mom gave me the Lord. She introduced
Yes.
me to the Lord. My
Hmm.
grandparents were saved and sanctified and filled with the Holy Ghost, and They passed it on to my mother, and I was around them. My grandparents and my mother raised me. So I would have to say that it was them, and then my husband. My husband has, in my adulthood, since I've been with him for 10 years now. We've been together. We've been married for 8 years. We've been together for 10 years. And he has definitely helped me to become a stronger woman, to believe in myself more than, he believes in me and tell me, babe, you got to believe in yourself. I'm like, well, you
Indeed.
believe, so he gives me that extra push when I'm
Yes.
doubting myself. He believes in me more than me.
Mm.
So I can't say just one. It would have to be my mother and my husband.
Amen. Um, so to wrap it up, what else? I know you mentioned, of course, you had a Christmas single, but what else should we expect for the remainder of 2025 and 2026?
So I just finished over the weekend. I was in a play called I Should Have Said Something that was in Stockton,
Mm-hmm.
California. And I had the pleasure of being on stage with Tony Grant, Lisa
Man,
Page Brooks, Tasha Page
wow.
Lockhart, Chad Shepard, Demita Chandler.
Mm-hmm.
I was on there with Beverly Crawford. When I
Mm-hmm.
tell you, it was amazing. It was produced by Elaine Mooney and her husband
Mm-hmm.
JJ. So Mooney Productions. Shout
Mm-hmm.
out to them for believing in me and giving me a chance and putting me on stage with these incredible actors and
Yes.
singers.
Mm-hmm.
I was so blessed to have the opportunity. So we are looking to take that on the road.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be, we are praying and believing that it's going to turn into a national tour. So that's
Mm-hmm.
what we're praying for. And then, like you said, yes, I am working on we're in the final stages of my Christmas song
Mm-hmm.
called You Make Christmas. And that will be released within the next couple of weeks. So I'm really excited about that. I'm very excited. I love it. I love things that like I told you, you could see it and it just makes you feel like Christmas. It puts you in the spirit of Christmas. When I've let people hear, they feel like I need to go bake some cookies and wrap some gifts. Like it puts you in that mood. And that's what I want it to feel like.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm working on that, and then we're wrapping up a few more of my songs that's going to be on my album that will release next year.
Okay, okay. And of course, for the few people that's out here that don't already follow you on social media, how can they follow you on social media? One, two, how can they sow a seed into the ministry?
Mhm.
And then three, how can we promote his booking for events?
Absolutely. So if you want to book me for events, you can email me at Vanessa dot Lovice, Lovice, at gmail.com. And then my hashtag on all social media platforms is Vanessa Lovice. Vanessa Lovice. And then if you want to sew into my ministry, you can find me on Cash App. You can send it there. Same name. I'm on there as well. So you can send it there. But
Mm-hmm.
I think that covers it. I'm on YouTube. We're on TikTok. I'm still
Mm-hmm.
playing with the tickety talk thing. It's so overwhelming to me when I get on
Yeah,
TikTok, but
it's a
I'm on
lot.
there.
Yeah.
I am on there. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. I'm
Mm-hmm.
on Threads and everything else. But I'm the
Mm-hmm.
same hashtag on everything.
Yeah, TikTok can be a lot sometimes.
It can be a lot. It can be a lot.
And then, of course, we have come to the end of the show. So, if you don't mind, can you introduce You Did It?
Absolutely. So everyone, tune in. Turn that radio up real loud. This is my single called "You Did It," featuring Mr. Talkbacks by Vanessa Lovice.
All right, you heard it from our sister Vanessa. So, coming up right now, we have You Did It right here on the ReShard Show. Keep it locked.